win number 25 in 2023 and a 6th in a row. Back-to-back titles for Alvaro Bautista and Ducati. 2023 Motul FIM Superbike World Champions. Merkel, Poland, Fogarty, Edwards, Corsa, Tosland, Bayliss, Biaggi, Ray. Bautista joins an exclusive list of two-time champions. Alvaro Bautista does it in style, eases off on the final lap to take it in Jerez. The fan club and the team on standby to celebrate a dominant 2023 title success, crowned with a 25th victory of the season. Brilliant performance from Alvaro Bautista. Second place goes the way of Toprak Razgatlioglu. Third in the race to Andrea Locatelli. Your top independent is Danilo Petrucci after his late pass on Philip Ertl. But the moment belongs to your world champion Alvaro Bautista, crowned with 2 races to spare and after another of those demolition jobs here in Jerez.
Yeah, immediately greeted there by Razgatlioglu and Ray, our 2 former world champions as well. And for Alvaro and for Ducati, it's been a season where they've really been able just to maximise everything, and they've made big progress even compared to last year. This is where the Bautista fan club always sits, and he'll no doubt take his time now just to celebrate in front of them.
We said before we got underway that the question really wasn't whether he would get the championship over the line. The question was, would he be able to do it in style? Boy, did he do it in style. Once he led Toprak Razgatlioglu first third of that race, and Toprak couldn't find a way to get through, that was the basis for Bautista's win.
Yeah, exactly. And Toprak had his chance and wasn't quite close enough to be able to take it. And that's the biggest difficulty for Razgatlioglu, is to see just how tough it is to try and come through, because once you came onto the straights, you just don't really have a chance to be able to attack back on Bautista, and that's the no margin for error that Alvaro and Ducati give their rivals. And
this is where Bautista now has an opportunity to continue enhancing his legend, certainly among the pantheon of greats for Ducati. Back-to-back titles like Carl Fogarty before him. He's passed Fogarty for wins with the manufacturer. He is the top winner as far as Ducati wins are concerned, and another one added to his tally here this afternoon.
For Alvaro, it's job done for the season. Now it's about trying to enjoy this, move into tomorrow, and then finish off the campaign.
The bike and the man being readied for a special occasion, and he's had a dress rehearsal by this stage from last year. I remember how exhausted he was, the whole process of getting changed, of coming back, the celebrations, the interviews, and by the end of it he was saying, oh, this is hard work, you know, the party and so on in Indonesia. But here today I think he'll be enjoying this one a little bit more.
Oh, the party was hard work for Alvaro.
But I think it probably was by that point. He looked absolutely shattered, and certainly the heat and humidity out there doesn't help with that either.
What's interesting with it is, for riders, it's almost the challenge of trying to be able to do it again, because last year there's the relief for Alvaro of finally being able to get across the line after what happened in 2019. This year he's just met expectations of what he had to do.
I must admit that gold looks like if you put a penny in the box, the Stone Man's going to come to life. There's a little bit of that, isn't there? Another bright get-up for Alvaro Bautista to celebrate his latest championship success.
Yeah, and for Alvaro, it's going to be a case of being able to go into tomorrow and just enjoy the end of the season. I wonder will he be wearing the gold leathers tomorrow?
Yeah, and you wouldn't bet against him taking another hat-trick, the way he took Razgatlioglu apart. And in the Super Pole race, that'll be the best chance, obviously, for Toprak to get one up on him. But again, he's got to come back from the third row of the grid.
Yeah, and important for that. And it'll be important now for Alvaro to make sure he's put in his chest protector as well. And he's meeting the full regulations for getting himself back to the pit box.
Yeah, I think it's a 15-place penalty, isn't it, for not getting your world champion race suit on quickly enough after the checkered flag. But Bautista has wrapped it up today in style, and well deserved, because to be perfectly honest, the 2 falls that obviously were completely his fault, the 1 mechanical failure and the bad tyre choice really from race 1 in Most, have been the only things that have gone against him. That and the fact that Toprak's been so remarkably consistent with those second places. Alvaro Bautista heading over to the fan club. The world champion helmet on display, and a few fireworks as well. You don't want to get caught in the wrong place there, Alvaro. But fine performance from him. Job done. And as you say, we can just enjoy our races for what they are, for the final farewells, for Jonathan Ray's last weekend with Kawasaki. Maybe he can do something in the Superpole race. I really hope so, actually, from a neutral perspective even. Toprak Razgatlioglu, final races with Yamaha, what he might be able to do before moving on to BMW machinery. And then, of course, still the independent battle and the team's award to be settled.
Yeah, so there's still plenty to be done tomorrow, but obviously today it's all about Alvaro Bautista. And at the end of the day, the Riders' Championship is the one that everyone focuses on, and rightly so, we'll all be focused on Alvaro for the rest of the day.
And on that one, before we get back to Alvaro, Rinaldi versus Bassani tomorrow as well.
Yeah, and it's getting closer and closer. There's 3 points between them going into the last races of the year, and even more bad blood between them as well. And
love it.
For Bassani, we know just how motivated he is, but he was struggling today as well. There's no two ways about it. He was losing his pace, he was dropping down the order, and for the Moto Corsa team, they need to make a step for tomorrow for Bassani.
36 points then scored by Pata Yamaha today, second and third positions for Razgatlioglu and Locatelli. Rinaldi is able to score 8 and Bautista 25, so 33 for Aruba IT Ducati. So a margin that was 7 points in favour of Pata Yamaha is now 10 points in favour of Pata Yamaha, but there's still not much in it in that team's award. So Ducati will want the clean sweep, won't they? Manufacturer, rider and the team's award. They've won both the FIM World Championships for this season now, after the manufacturers was settled last time out, but still the teams just to make the clean sweep of the 3 awards in WorldSBK. Looks as though Bautista's just about ready to take the Spanish flag, and appropriately so, here in Jerez.
Yeah, and for Alvaro, he'll enjoy the run down pit lane as well, where I'd imagine you'll see a lot of people out to congratulate him as well before he comes down victory lane and into Parc Fermé.
Trying to make a rod for his own back there was Alvaro Bautista, but didn't quite work out as he was planning, I think. Bautista just trying to get the bike started by the looks of it now.
The bikes do have to start under their own power as well once they come back into Parc Fermé. It's one of the rules in WorldSBK. That's why for Alvaro you have to get the bike stopped now out on track and then get going.
Can you imagine if it hadn't? You'd have to be a brave man.
I think there's enough people there to bump start him, so it would have been all right.
Okay. We know what a confidence rider he is as well. He needs to have a really good pre-season testing so that he feels, do you know what, I am in control, I do have the feeling on this bike, and he can go off and pick up where he left off. But if he has a tough winter, and some of the comments in the media about the regulation changes have, you know, been along the lines of, well, if I don't like the rules, I'm going to take my ball and I'm going to go home. If he goes off in that mindset and that direction, then he is going to find it tougher, perhaps, than if he has a good winter and really kicks on.
Yeah, well, your mindset is what dictates everything, and for Alvaro, you need to have that confidence. He didn't have that confidence at a Honda for a multitude of reasons, the main one being the bike wasn't good enough. But for him, he's got a bike here and a team here that he knows is good enough, and now it's up to him to make sure that when we start winter testing on Tuesday, that he's able to build on that all the way through. The one thing that you know for sure with Alvaro Bautista is that he's not going to leave any stone unturned. He's going to work as hard as possible to be able to get the job done. But it's up to everyone else now to be able to see what they can do. Toprak's moving from Yamaha, so we have to see if Jonathan Ray is able to match what Toprak can do. Ray's obviously got all the confidence in the world that he's as good a rider as Toprak, but now he needs to prove that again, because over the last few years, Toprak has been able to elevate the performance of the Yamaha. Ray hasn't been able to do that with the Kawasaki to the same extent. Some of that's obviously down to the fact that Kawa's fallen down the order, but now we've got that interesting development of, can Ray do what Toprak did? He'll have to do it in a different way because his strength is different to Toprak's strength. But I'm excited to see how that's going to play out.
Well, look, frankly, for Ray, he's not going to do worse with Yamaha than he's done with Kawasaki this year, and Toprak may be less of a factor if he's on a BMW.
what can I say? It's a perfect weekend until now. So yeah, I'm so happy. It's incredible to win a title, but it's more incredible to defend the title and to do it in your home race is something that even in my best dreams I can imagine this. No, so I'm so happy. I felt so good during all the weekend. Yeah, thanks to everybody here because the track is incredible, full of people. Thanks for everybody for coming here. Thank you to my team because they support me really well during all the season. Ducati, all the sponsors. So yeah, perfect day for me today.
Bautista then #1 here in Jerez for race 1, and indeed in 2023 an unassailable 65-point championship lead. And it is WorldSBK's director, Gregorio Lavilla, former rider himself, of course, who is set to present that weighty-looking trophy to Bautista on the top step of the podium. And I'm sure every bit as sweet as his first one a year ago.
And now please welcome onto the podium the winning team in 2023, the Aruba